All right, guys, quick video here. We did see some great volatility come in today to the downside, but the market is moving again, at least crypto and traditional stocks. The kind of what I wanted to cover, the sell-off, kind of why it happened. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, so I'm not going to be 100% right. Just some things you guys can watch out for. I also want to talk about the setup in Bitcoin today. Um, I also do want to talk about the Bybit hack. So actually a lot of stuff to cover. So let's get right into it. First thing I want to cover is the SPX drop. Again, today was OPEX. When you have a large options expiry, the market can move more freely. So basically we had 60% of all options expire today. And what that does is it lets the market move more freely. What do I mean by freely? If you have a bunch of open interest with different strikes, market makers are going to be hedging around these strikes. They're either going to be, buying back the underlying, selling the underlying, stuff like that. When all this stuff expires, they don't have to hedge anymore. The market can finally move to some of that negative news we've been seeing. We had bad CPI data, and the market pushed up. We had bad, all these kind of macro events that were bad, and the market kept just kind of pushing up on nothing, on flows. It wasn't because wow the market's so strong. It was because of flows, guys. So I'll be covering this, more and more. But we get OPEX, you get the big move. It wasn't nothing crazy, right? It was a big drop, and then this was OPEC, so we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, just something to watch out for. You want to be watching out, you know, when is OPEX, when is quarterly OPEX, when are these options expiring? They just kind of free up the market to move to the news more freely. You don't have a bunch of, 60-50 strikes where, oh, it gets here, I need to buy back the stock because I'm head short or, all that crap. So um, that gets into some other charts, which I'll bring up probably another video, an educational one, but just something to watch out for, guys. OPEX normally signals a big move. It normally bottom ticks markets, it top ticks markets. So something to keep in mind. We've had all this bad data and we've just been pushing up and up and up and up and up. And people are wondering, well, why? Well, it's because it's underlying flows, guys. Then you have buybacks in stocks and all this crap. So just something to keep in mind. I think 60% expire today. The rest expire on Monday. Could be wrong. Don't hold me on that. All right, and then let's go over the hack and some Bitcoin setup. So I remember last video we were talking about we were at the range high. This open interest is funny. We're at the range high here. I have my stupid little box. Let's move all these so you guys can see the chart better. So we were at the range high, and I said, hey, I don't really think the risk reward is great for longing here. Um, I'm leaning more short than anything. And we did get a major push down, but guys, sometimes you just get lucky. We had the hack. Um, we were kind of riding this level I was watching. So what is that level? Let's go look at it on a chart. It's going to be this one here. So this kind of, oh, it reset itself. Well, anyways, you guys can see prices kind of bracketed within here. We have, it's going to look like this. So basically where 70% of the volume is being done is in this range. You could also do it. You could just mark out the lows and the highs on like an hour chart or something. I just like to use we could even use something like this. Let me show you. Yep, that'll be very similar. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at the volume profile. What can you tell? Yeah, when it gets up here, it gets real thin, right? Um, it trades real fast, trades real wiki. It doesn't stay up here and stay grindy. What does that mean? It's probably too expensive. Think about an auction, it gets up here. I don't really want to buy it up here. I think it's too expensive. I'm going to sell. And then we get down here. You think about it like fair value, this big kind of jut in the volume profile. And then we get down here and it was like, I think it's cheap. you know, yeah, this is a good price. So that's how I kind of think about it internally and how it kind of marks my decisions. Now, we could have easily saw that, oh, you know what? We got some new information in the market. Um, I think, wow, I actually think it's even a good price up here, and we didn't. So what happened? We came up kind of on no volume. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this volume down here. It's nothing. Let's go down to the 5 minute. So we came up on no volume. I was actually looking for shorts in Bitcoin because I was a little bit bearish on SPX. Are they one-to-one correlated? No, but it was also the context of the open interest spike. So what does that mean? When we get this open interest spike and we have price going up like this, it means a lot of people could, doesn't have to be, but it could be a lot of people are longing. And what happens when you get this price action where you get open interest really ramp up? Let me put on the anchored VWAP here. You can kind of see what happens, the dynamic. So a lot of people long, right? And then we are going to get the push up, and then they're going to get trapped here, kind of on the SPX dip and the Bybit news. And what will happen is this is a volume weighted average price, and I anchor it to when we get this kind of ramp in open interest. Why do I do that? Because now I know where all the risk is put on, and I know where they are susceptible to getting squeezed. Very, very useful indicator. Again, when you're using these open interest ramps, that's when I like to use it. Look, it's holding, it's holding, it's holding. Oop, there we go. Look what happens. we 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 dip right through it, and then we get that blowout in open interest. So something to watch out for, seriously. These open interest ramps, they can give you some good entries. Anyways, so where did I enter? Um, I actually entered up here. I just scaled into some shorts, and then I got very lucky. I guess not, you could call it luck, it's all gambling at the end of the day, but we blew through, this whole thing. I got out down here, and that was basically my one Bitcoin trade for the day. In hindsight, I should have said, well, we have terrible Bybit news. Um, we're also at the range high. We have a bunch of trapped longs, et cetera, et cetera. I think, I was happy with my P&L. I was happy with kind of the news trade. I thought it could have been more of a nothing burger. I mean, it kind of is, right? It's not like an FTX kind of thing, so it's hard to interpret, but I think ETH was the better short for sure. Let's pull up ETH because correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure ETH was a thing that actually got hacked. Yeah. So I think ETH was the better short in this scenario. How much could you have gotten here? Still only 6%. I mean, I say only. You definitely could have got a news trade out of it. So, anyways, could I have held? Basically, could I have held to the range low? Yeah, but you know, what are you gonna do? Um, Another trade I did take today was BNB. Um, so I actually longed BNB here. Just, simple, not trying to get too fancy with it. Bybit's hacked. Binance Coin good. So, um, I got in around here, kind of using these standard deviation bands in this kind of big move. I just looking for some mean reversion trade. It's not trying to get cute with anything. Came up into VWAP. I got out. That was basically it. And that was the only trades I took. I am still in my QQQ puts, but we'll see. We'll see. I did take some profit down here, so I don't know. Excuse me. We'll see what happens. next week. Definitely curious to see what happens on Monday, how we open. But I'm still gonna hold my stuff, so see what happens. Regarding that, the VIX did ramp up here. We are over 18, so just watch out for the VIX. All right. I think that was everything I wanted to cover. If you guys got any questions, throw them in the comments. All right, thanks.